Hi, my name is Shanghai, and I'm going to be taking you through a lesson on how to access CognitiveClass.ai Labs, the IBM cloud environment for you to be able to access computer programming tools such as the RStudio IDE. That way, we're not downloading any software, we're not managing any versions. All we have to do is access it through our browser here. So you'll notice I've typed in labs.cognitiveclass.ai. That's how we get started. And there are a number of ways to access the cloud environment. Now, if you already have an account, you can just log in with social. There are a number of social options, including LinkedIn and Facebook. You can also log in with your email. And if you have a GitHub account, then you can also just go ahead and log in that way. If, however, you do not have an account, then you can take some time to set one up using this link here. For most of us, because we're taking this through a course on CognitiveClass.ai, we will log in through Cognitive Class. And we're in. So when we get here, the first thing you want to do is just take a moment to see all the options that are available to you. You'll note very quickly you've got Jupyter Lab, which is access to Jupyter Notebooks. You also have access to Zeppelin Notebooks and ultimately the RStudio IDE, which is what we're here to do today. Now, just note, there is a button here called My Data, and when we're uploading data into the cloud environment, this is what we'll use. And you can also access the same button through this left-hand panel here. In fact, all the options exist through this left panel here. So for us to get started, I will click on the RStudio IDE. The first time you do this, or if you haven't logged in a while, it may take a few moments to set up. All right, so this is RStudio via CognitiveClass.ai Labs. The one note is, if you're used to seeing 4-quadrant, it's pretty easy to get the 4 quadrants back. All you have to do is click on View, Panes, and then Show All Panes. And then now you have that classic view with the 4 quadrants. Now, in courses that you do with CognitiveClass.ai, you will typically get an RScript file or a dataset. Now, the way to get this RScript file or this dataset into your R programming environment is through the Upload button here. Now, note this is because we're operating in the cloud environment. It's slightly different if you were working in RStudio on your desktop, but for our purposes, this is how we would get a dataset or an RScript file into the environment. Also note that typically we would have to go and set our working directory, or we would type it in manually as a line of code. But in this instance, if we're uploading our data here, we'll navigate to the folder structure in the cloud. So now I'm going to upload an RScript file for an exercise, and I'm also going to upload a data set, and then we'll run through the first lines of code just so you can see how this will work. So we'll choose the files that we want to upload, and we may have to do them one at a time, and say OK. Now, just to make our lives easier, we're going to create a new folder just so we can find our files easily. Once our folder is created, all we have to do is select the files that we just uploaded, and we can move them to our new folder. Now we can go File, Open, and find the new folder we've just created. And there are our data files. So let's open up the RScript file first. Now, in this particular RScript file, we've gone and added some notes for you so that you can follow along with the assignment. And remember, the way to run a line in this top left-hand quadrant, if you're working on a Windows machine, it's Control-Enter, and if you're working on a Mac, it's Command-Return or Command-Enter. And that is how you access RStudio through IBM's CognitiveClass.ai Labs. Happy learning!